Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Arnhem checkpoint. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. HelpingHans, playing as the British forces in the blue. And his opponent is going to be Job, playing as the Ostir or Wehrmacht faction in the red. So Arnhem checkpoint, I actually can't believe that we haven't casted a single game on this map up to this point. I just checked through my videos and yeah, we actually never got it. I had some issues originally when the Brits came out that it wasn't loading maps, Arnhem checkpoint games and that, so I couldn't get games early on. And then after that it just never happened. Like, all the games that I found weren't in Arnhem, and yeah, it's kind of weird. So you probably know it. I mean, obviously there's been even tournaments and such on the map, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Open fields on the sides and a nice little town here in the center victory point. But anyways, so we have Mr. Job going for a Grunt squad, following it with an MG. Second Grunt's coming out. And HelpingHans, for his part, is just getting infantry sections. 3 to start, although, of course, you do start with 1. But still. It's an interesting decision, but we will see how it plays out. So because I actually haven't had much experience in this map, it's going to kind of be a little bit difficult to tell what is going on or not. Of course, in the center you do have a church, you have multiple houses and such, so it's a bit of an urban combat, but you do have on the sides the other victory points that also have, you know, buildings around them. Not too much over on the side, as you do see the vineyards and such, and the really cool looking trees here, the pink ones. What the hell do they call it? I forget. Anyways, cherry blossoms or something like that. Anyways, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool as far as the spread goes. I mean, you can see there you got munitions on each side, then you got fuels on each side as well from the victory point on the side, and it's just a SWAT of strategic points spread across, just pretty much. But anyways, let's go back to the normal view. So we get HelpingHans getting himself a Vickers machine gun. One of his squats inside in the center has taken quite a beating. It is jumping from house to house, trying to maintain some control of the territory, while at the sides we do see the other infantry sections laying down sandbags as they cap. And we saw that being done in multiple locations. It is pretty much par for the course. All players, at least in after a certain point of skill, you know, decide that, well, yeah, you may as well start building some sandbags. They don't cost you anything, and if you're not in duress, you're not in fire, you can set yourself up for a better engagement later on. Over on the right hand side strategic point, we see the infantry section trying to take on the Grens. They managed to kill one of them on the move, but they also suffer a loss. Both of them are in heavy cover. However, the Grens seem to have the better deal of this now, with the Pios coming up behind them for the flank. That does, of course, end up being the well, never mind. Wow, the infantry section took down the Pios very quickly, and the Grenadier squad is now going to be on the losing end of that. MG42 in the center, setting up in an angle where it can cover a decent swat of houses. Fighting the Vickers machine gun inside the house here at the front. However, with the Vickers returning fire and the MG being outside of a house, it does end up getting suppressed. Loses some of its members and is forced to pack up and leave. The Grand squad did also retreat because, well, that's what it has to do. Sniper, Y1, 2, there you go. I mean, Y2, 1, damn it. Sniper on the field for Job. That should be very good. Particularly helpful against the infantry sections. Quite damaging them to remove them. Because, of course, remember, they only have 4 men to start with. You do have that upgrade here, the bolster infantry squads. But it does cost you fuel, and players generally tend to get that a little bit later on in the game, rather than early on, because you want to tech and get some other stuff. HelpingHans, though, for his part, has decided to go for a sniper as well, so both players decided to go for the sniper play. Job has not revealed his sniper just yet. It hasn't actually shot anybody. So if he holds off, he could potentially be in a situation where he can counter-snipe. However, it is currently moving towards the center, and more likely is going to be shooting something, since it's not currently set to hold fire. The Brit sniper is now on the field. It is, of course, an armor-piercing sniper with the 50 cal rifle. Probably kicks like a mule. Over on the far right-hand side, infantry section fighting against Grens. Again, they set themselves up in some heavy cover. And while the Grens do have a little bit of a flank here, they are, you know, technically in cover. And I believe these two guys in the back should not be getting, should be getting the benefit of it. Anyways, we'll see. So the sniper does hit the field, however, for Job. Takes a shot. 2 kills so far. And HelpingHans is now clearly aware that there's a sniper on the field. Immediately hits hold fire on his own sniper. And is going to be moving himself in position to counter-snipe. MG42 inside this shack. Getting shot at by the infantry section inside the church. Damage going back and forth. The German sniper sitting a little bit further back. Not exposing itself too much. We see HelpingHans moving up with his own sniper. Trying to... get himself in a better position, perhaps, for a counter-snipe. Job, also realizing, perhaps, that there is, in fact, a counter-sniper in play, decides to pop his own hold fire. And we will see how the sniper fights begin. You can see there the ranges. Both of them just outside of each other's range, setting up in cover, making sure that they do not reveal themselves. A little bit of a game of chess here, you would say. Sniper for Job. Moving up, the infantry section popping into the center, trying to reveal itself, or at least bait the British sniper. Oh, that is unfortunate there for HelpingHans. So HelpingHans reveals his own sniper as it takes a shot into the MG in the house. The Job sniper moving back. Nice control here, popping around the corner, taking a shot, popping back, making sure he's not on the line of sight. Playing a little game of cat and mouse there. The sniper for Job, though, is getting a little bit harassed here by the Royal Engineers. Their SMG's not that good at range, but if they can close the distance on the sniper, they would be devastating against him. However, he manages to dive, dip and dodge. And over on the far north, we have infantry sections and Grens moving around. Center map, sniper takes a shot. Gren squad makes it out of there. And, Jove's sniper is now pushing forward, trying to see if he can potentially spot and kill the British sniper. But yeah, both of them move back. They mask themselves behind buildings, making sure that they are not exposed. Mines over here for HelpingHans, making sure that those roads are covered. And infantry sections continue to move forward. AT gun now on the field for HelpingHans. The 6-pounder gun. Is it the best, or it's just one of the best AT guns in the game? Like, mobile AT guns. Oh, the sniper is very close to a S minefield, but manages to not step on it, so good on him. Vickers machine gun shooting from house to house. We do have, of course, a mortar half-track on the field for Job. He decides to go for his Doctrine, and that is the Spearhead Doctrine. So we'll probably see a Tiger later on. A very good mortar shot here. Does a little bit of splash damage to the house, but more importantly, detonates the mine in the center of the road, eating some of HelpingHans' munitions and removing his defenses as they are. Sniper set up in the center, covering the entire... What would you call it? A courtyard? Not really. What would this be called? Plaza? Maybe? Anyways. And the shots continue to fly from the mortar, making everybody back off. Sniper back up across the road. Infantry section going to be pushing forward. Gren set up in some heavy cover. MG42 set up behind them. Going to be laying into those infantry sections. And the sniper moves up as the sniper of Job is not in range for the Brit sniper. Incendiary rounds flying, trying to get some penetration going into the houses and into the truck, maybe trying to destroy it. The Grens did take some damage, of course, since the sniper is there picking them off. And I know that there are engagements and things going on the side, but this sniper standoff in the center is just a little bit too tense for me to look at any other way. So, especially looking at those overlapping, or the ranges of the snipers. So the mortar half-track, an excellent choice there for Job. It's going to be forcing HelpingHans' hand to move, because yeah, can't really just stay there, otherwise everything will die. Infantry section over on the left-hand side, picking apart a Pio squad. Grant's moving into support. Nice little move there by Hans. He pops in the house, pops out the other side. Little quick travel there. And the sniper is currently moving over to the left-hand side to potentially engage. The infantry section is there, set up in heavy cover. Job, not entirely sure if he's in range. And the sniper... Ooh, sorry, just sits there in cover waiting. That's flying from the mortar, trying to land on the the infantry sections. Infantry section forced to retreat. Snipers move across. There are the overlapping sections of no man land for snipers. Growing ever larger, but not quite in range. So infantry sections popping into the house. Vickers machine gun popping in the house across the plaza. Inside the church, inside the tower on top, we have the MG42 trying to fight back, but seemingly losing the battle. Down to one man, forced to retreat. Sniper moving around in the center. Nobody currently in each other's range. As the sniper for Joe backs up. And HelpingHans move his sniper across. Over on the right-hand side, we hear an engagement. Royal Engineers and Grens. The Grens retreating as the Royal Engineers close the distance. Not entirely sure that was necessary, although their SMGs would hurt at close range. They do have a sweeper, which means they have less firepower. And out of the base, we do see HelpingHans going for a vehicle, and that is, of course, a Cromwell. The good old Cromwell, upgrading with the tank commander. Provides some additional vision. And the Vickers machine gun from the center is currently retreating. Oop, sorry. Actually, I don't know if I should have said anything. Anyways, so yeah, we have the snipers covering the center. Cromwell moving around to the right-hand side. Could have potentially detonated a little bit of those S minefields, but oh, the Cromwell going straight for the sniper. Potential nice pickup. There it goes. Cromwell takes down the sniper for Job, opening up the field for HelpingHans' own sniper. Cromwell takes a little bit of damage, as we did, of course, have an AT gun in place to defend, but as good as it is, can't really kill a Cromwell that fast, and it takes about half damage and gets the hell out of there. So HelpingHans should be feeling rather confident right now. Going to be opening up with his sniper, clearing out as much as he can, getting those MGs dislodged from the houses and such. However, Job is not going to be letting up. He instead goes for his second sniper. Going to be trying to potentially catch him off guard as he, potentially HelpingHans gets a little bit cocky here and starts, like he is doing now, just shooting freely with his sniper as he feels that there is no threat on the field. Still, though, somebody like HelpingHans should potentially, be aware that that might be a coming. So, I can assume maybe that what he's doing is knowing that he has that window of opportunity to be able to do the damage, take some shots, and then after a little while, you know that you can't. Like perhaps right now. So let's go ahead and pop that hotkey on that sniper and keep him in mind. Grens popping out of the house, potentially trying to harass the sniper and the AT gun. Managing to get themselves almost taken out, down to one man. Shots flying. Ooh, a nice hit there by the mortar. Nails the infantry section. The sniper did take a little bit of damage to the Grens, so it's down in health. Although, if he is going to get counter-sniped, it doesn't actually matter, because one shot is all it takes. Pyos up in the north. The sniper going to be moving up to deal with those. Excellent choice as the German sniper, if he is on the field, of course he doesn't know, would, more than likely be heading towards the center rather than to the north. So the sniper is, again, free to shoot up there. So excellent control, excellent control. I like that. So the Cromwell getting a little bit of repairs, stopping in a moment's notice and backing off and then moving forward, being quite maneuverable. Over on the right-hand side, infantry sections moving to capture territory. Victory points, 426 to 408, pretty goddamn even. Nobody really in the lead right now. HelpingHans leading slightly, but less than 20 points, so, it doesn't really count. Royal Engineers trying to go for a mine. They decide to cancel it, as of course they're going to try and instead repair the Cromwell. And the German sniper was forced to back off. I'm not sure what made it back off. It took a little bit of damage. So it may have been spotted accidentally there by HelpingHans. He doesn't have any real method of indirect fire, so, it wasn't like a stray mortar shot that maybe damaged them. So. Good. So Helping Hand selected his Doctrine, and that is the Vanguard Operations Doctrine. We've seen this almost every time the Brits are in play. An excellent favored Doctrine. Gives you those gliders, gives you the crocodile at the end, strafing support, which was ridiculously strong. Now, it's just good. And the Cromwell catches out of position. The mortar half-track takes a shot. Down it goes. AT gun returns fire. It's going to, again, take some damage. He's going to be clearing a little bit of the S minefields, which is good there for Helping Hands, as the Cromwell doesn't take any damage from that. And there we go. So the German sniper now on the field, taking some shots over on the right-hand side, forcing the retreat of an infantry section. The British sniper. They call it Soviet sniper at one point. I think I might have. But yeah, the British sniper now in the center. So if he knows that the sniper is over on the right-hand side, since he got shot, this one in the center can just move up. Going to be setting itself up right there in the center, moving from cover to cover. The German sniper getting relatively close. British sniper is just sitting there, not taking too much damage. Infantry section inside the church. We see the German sniper moving very, very masterfully here by Job. He knows exactly where he's not supposed to go. He's going to be moving him along the side and potentially helping clear out the guys inside the church from this angle. So keeping his distance as much as possible. So yeah, shots fly. Doesn't actually hit and it impacts the surface. So the sniper reveals itself, but, you know, Hans just sits there in the center. Grand's inside this house over on the right-hand side with their LMGs fighting those infantry sections with their Brens. So that's pretty good. Infantry section on the left-hand side going for the munitions. Over on the right-hand side, we see Grand's going for the cap of the victory point. And back at base, I mean, we don't really see any tech for Job, but considering the Doctrine, I mean, I guess he could just wait for the Tiger. Kind of fragile bit of strategy, but it could work. Cromwell on the right-hand side, catching the Grens. Very clumped up there. They could have potentially taken them out in one shot there if he had, of course, shot and hit on the run. Oh, great. We missed it. But unfortunately for Helping Hands, he seemed to have lost his sniper, which we see him crawling right there. More likely those Grens are the ones to be blamed, but I'll just note it and make sure that we catch it on the flip side. Sniper 17. 7. Okay. So yeah, probably not really that important. A little bit of a lapse in concentration there for Helping Hands. Wasn't a counter sniper, I do not believe. And Job decides that his best course of action now is to get himself yet another sniper. With the British sniper now down, 2 snipers are just going to wreak havoc on Helping Hands' forces. So that is actually quite a good choice. Helping Hands, though, did go for a second Cromwell, hitting the field right now, which is pretty strong. We do have, of course, 2 pack-ons on the field for Job, which can deal with those, but unless Helping Hands just runs them straight in, should be fine. We do have the AT gun for Helping Hands getting cleared back here. Maybe to the mortars, maybe to some infantry. Still there on the field, so easily recoverable. But we'll see. So let's keep a mark on that. So we have 2 snipers. Actually, let's just do that. There you go. We don't need to check on both individually. And the Grand's popping out from the inside of that house. Down to 2 men. Supposed to retreat. Pack guns trying to reposition itself. They know that there's a Cromwell right there. So they set themselves up in range. No. Manages to back off a little bit. So the pack guns do not get a shot. They move forward. The Cromwell will be taking some damage. But unless it is very reckless, it should not kill itself. Cromwell moving back. Taking some shots at the MG42. AT gun now recovered. No. That's actually a new AT gun. Or there was a second one at some point. But, yeah, it's moving over to the left-hand side. There isn't anything for them to fight, though. Pack guns do take some good hits there on the Cromwell. Cromwell backing off. Down to about half health, but does have Royal Engineer. Second squad is going to be built for Helping Hands to get his troops back up to full strength as quickly as possible. And the Cromwell on the left-hand side, just crushing as much territory as it can. Snipers moving together over on the right-hand side. Shots flying at the infantry sections. Oh, that's the problem. So if I select one, I see the range, but if I select both, it doesn't show me the ranges. That sucks. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this one at 2. There we go. So 1 and 2. You can see those ranges. Anyway, well, Cromwell deciding that it wants to harass the base, going in for a drive-by, takes a little bit of shots there at the base sector, trying to catch those snipers. The sniper's currently retreating. Could potentially be taken out here. The pack gun is going to be turning itself around to potentially get a shot in. Cromwell not in a good spot. Manages to clear out one of the snipers, but with a Faust going off, engine getting damaged, the Cromwell is gone for this world. Not entirely sure that's worth it there for HelpingHans. The pack gun on the back managing to nail it with the killing blow. Did take care of one sniper, which is nice, so he doesn't have to deal with both of those. But yeah, that did cost him a tank, so hard to say if it was worth it. Strafing support getting called in right on top of that pack gun. The strafing plane is the only one that's going to hit because the ability got changed to this meaning that the rocket one can only shoot at vehicles, whereas the strafing one can only shoot at infantry. AT gun over on the left-hand side got cleared out again, so once again HelpingHans has no AT guns. Recovers the one in the center, so he has something, but he has lost that one on the left, which could be stolen there by Job, although he does have 2 pack guns, so doesn't necessarily need it. But either he takes it for himself or he destroys it, because otherwise... that wasn't that bad. That's the minefield right there. One mine goes off, does a lot of splash damage to the entire squad, but nobody actually died, so it's potentially, oh, fine. Infantry section popping its own heal, so it's going to heal itself up before it comes into another fight. Manages to get a little bit of healing going, recovers the point. Strafing run helping out a little bit against the MGs, but they do get forced to retreat. Second sniper on the field for HelpingHans. I'm assuming he's going to try and go for the... Wait, why can I... What the hell?
The capture point is being overrun.
That was weird. Wasn't letting me put a command group or hotkey on it. So anyways, center map. Gren's going for the cap of the point. Currently HelpingHans in a pretty good position where it comes to victory points. 416 points for HelpingHans, but he has bled Job now down to 153, so that is a significant lead for Hans. Gives him a lot of time. Army value, Job was a little bit low there. However, the reason he was low is because he was waiting with his resources to, of course, get himself a Tiger. So with the Tiger now on the field, you can see that the population cap is now in the favor for Job, the army value. So, yeah, that's a good moment here for Job to come in one fell swoop, take care of business. AT gun over on the left-hand side did get recovered by HelpingHans, as Job did not destroy it. The AT guns are set up. We do have a Cromwell as well. And the Tiger moves up. AT gun in the back, taking shots. Good shots landing there on that Tiger. The Tiger cannot hope to stand against the 6 counter guns. Shots continue to fly. Damage continues to roll. And they are forced to back off. So, again, HelpingHans with his AT guns can keep it at bay. However, he doesn't really have anything to finish it off unless Job is reckless with it. So we'll see how it pans out. We'll have access to the crocodile, you know, at some point. However, the crocodile is not really a good thing to use against the Tiger. I mean, it's big and strong and it can take a beating, but I mean, that's about it. The Royal Engineers, unfortunately, are not capturing or clearing out the S minefield since they were told to capture the point. So even though you can control or capture points without needing... Oh, this Cromwell is going to get itself killed. Manages to take some shots at the Grens. Take some return fire from the pack guns, but not actually take too much damage. Tiger trying to move itself into position to maybe take out the Cromwell. Cromwell managing to stop on a dime. Well, not on a dime, but stop in a good angle and do that. So yeah, like when you give the order to capture a point, it gives you that little circle there where you're actually doing that action. So even though you can just stand on the point and not do that, since he was told from away, they're gonna work on capturing the point rather than clearing stuff around it. Basically works for the waypoint system. So infantry section over on the right hand side, going for strategic points, getting torn apart there by the Tiger. Oh, down to 2 men on the retreat. They do manage to make it out of there, though. The sniper's still on the field there for Job. 9 kills so far. British sniper for Helping Hands has taken a shot and killed somebody, so it's revealed itself. So another game of chicken will happen. While the victory point on the left-hand side is getting capped once again for Helping Hands, so he's going to be on the positive side of a triple cap, which is again going to bleed Job very quickly. He is going for the point on the right-hand side, so he will be stopping the bleed, or slowing down the bleed, you know, relatively quickly. So we're going to have like 1 or 2 ticks here of 3 points. Yeah, it looks like it's going to tick again before that happens, yeah. But then he's going to stop it, so it's going to be 2 points per tick. And then, you know, slow it down to 1. So getting those points down, getting those points low, which is good for Helping Hands, as he can probably win the game out in that fashion. Sniper moving around in the center. Grens taking some shots at the Cromwell. Snipers very close in position to each other. British sniper a little bit further back, cloaking itself. German sniper not revealing itself as it sits there out in the open. And we see the strafing support right on top of everything. We see rockets firing, rockets almost hitting German sniper. German sniper forced to reveal itself a little bit there. Move out of the way. The strafing support is in range to potentially provide some anti-infantry firepower. German sniper backing off. We do have another mortar half-track on the field for Job. Rocket strafe. Not really hitting anything. Does a little bit of splash damage there. That's about it. Ooh, the anti-infantry strafe gets a good hit there on the Grand Squad. Down to 1 man, forces to retreat. And everybody continues to move around the center point. Up in the north, Grand Squad engaging against infantry section. Veteran C3 on both, LMGs on both. Rifle grenade, the deciding factor, gets a good hit. Infantry section down to 3 men, forced to retreat. So Jove making a very strong push, managing to disconnect the center victory point, capturing the one on the right-hand side and holding it. So he stops the bleed at 97 points. Less than 100 points left for him, while Hans holds 400 comfortably. However, Jove is starting to get a lot stronger than him, in a sense. Rockets flying, getting some good hits there on the Tiger. The 6-pounder gun manages to get a shot, but the Tiger, moves on the side, gets a brilliant shot, clears out the squad, and the weapon is sitting there on the field, takes another shot, gonna be destroying it quickly, as the other 6-pounder gun is now looking at the Tiger. The Tiger should have been revealing itself there, but it's not actually getting revealed. Pilot squad on the left-hand side engaging the infantry section as it hides a little bit behind that house, trying to not have line of sight with the Tiger. But we do have the Crocodile for Helping Hands, bringing his population cap way up there, as Job suffered some losses, it looks like. Grens being the primary loss, it looks like. Oh, and the sniper went down again. Jeez, I missed that one. Sniper 28, probably 27, but anyways. Okay, so yeah, you should have seen it when it happened. Well, hopefully it was cool. But anyways, so Crocodile's going straight into the center, forcing the retreat of all the infantry. We do have, of course, those 2 pack guns. The pack guns are nowhere to be seen. Ah, there they are. Here in the center, moving around with the Tiger. Crocodile, like I said, it's not really good against the Tiger where it comes to damage in the main weapon, but it is a beefy tank, so it can actually take a decent amount of punishment before it needs to get repairs. Potentially opening up an opportunity for AT guns to get kills, but with only 1 AT gun on the field for Helping Hands, doesn't seem likely that he's going to be able to... Oh, the main gun gets destroyed on the Tiger. What happened? How did it take so much damage? I think it hit the mine right there. I'm going to have to look at that again. Tiger, though, barely manages to make it out of there. The Crocodile trying to move forward, trying to potentially finish it off. But no, the Tiger remains alive. Going to be starting the repairs quickly, trying to bring it back into the game, because otherwise Job is just going to lose. If that Tiger falls, any hope for victory is gone for Job. He doesn't have enough victory points to wait. Grand Squad in the center getting torn apart and killed on the retreat as the the British sniper takes some shots with its massive pendulous gun. Pack gun retreating from the center. Grand Squad moving back. The Croc The Cromwell and the Croc currently damaged, but they seem to be okay. Pack-on getting cleared out. And with that, and of course a triple cap coming into effect, Jove decides that that is game. Seeing that he probably wasn't going to be able to recover in time. So, yeah, I mean, that is a fair point to give. He probably wasn't going to be able to come back from this. Tiger took too much damage. I'm assuming it hit that mine. You probably saw it when it happened, but yeah, that was brutal. Well, anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.